Part 2. The Girl Who Went Home with Something. They all thought the nightmare ended when they ran out of the church that night. But for one girl in the group, the one who could see what others couldn't, the real horror was just beginning. Because the moment she got home, she realized something followed her. She stepped into her house past midnight, too quiet, too still. Her heartbeat felt heavier than her footsteps. Her mother called out to her, but the girl didn't answer. She just stood there, frozen, like she was listening to something only she could hear. She told her mom her shoulders felt heavy. Not tired heavy, but held down heavy. The moment she entered her room, she stared straight into a dark corner, not blinking, not moving, just staring like someone was standing there. She said the room suddenly felt crowded, as if the walls were full of people silently squeezing in around her. Then came the whispers, small, fast, breathy, circling around her head, moving from one side to the other. She panicked and turned on the lamp. The shadows pulled back instantly, like they were alive and afraid of the light. But when she looked at her mirror, her reflection moved a second late, as if her body and her soul were no longer in sync. Behind her reflection, multiple shadow figures stood lined up, watching her. But when she turned around, the room was empty. She felt a sharp pressure on her forehead, a pulsing heat growing stronger every second, like something was pushing from inside. Her vision sharpened, colors faded, shadows thickened, and for a moment, a faint, ghostly eye flickered on her forehead. A long shadow crawled up her wall, stretching thin and tall behind her, moving in ways no human body could. Downstairs, a cup slid across the table on its own, as if answering her fear. A metal spoon followed next, scraping across the wood with a sharp, slow squeal. The curtains puffed inward violently, even though the window was locked. Something unseen was stepping through. Objects vibrated around her. She wasn't controlling anything, but everything was reacting to her emotions. Footsteps echoed in the hallway, heavy, slow, approaching her door, but no one was outside. The temperature dropped suddenly. Her breath turned white in the air as frost formed on the window glass. Then she saw it, the same woman from the church, standing by her bedroom door, silent, motionless, watching. Her mouth was still sealed shut, but the girl felt her words vibrating inside her skull like a voice trapped beneath her skin. The entity raised its hand and pointed straight at the girl's forehead, the same spot that had been pulsing since the church. A whisper echoed from inside her mind. "You opened the door, and now we can see you." Everything went dark. Shadows crowded around her, not attacking, just waiting. And then she saw it behind her, a glowing doorway of light, pulsing like a heartbeat, with silhouettes moving inside it, trying to come through. Her third eye wasn't awakened, it was unlocked. And whatever forced that door open wasn't finished with her yet. She returned to the church without knowing why. Inside, she froze, her eyes glowing faintly. Near the altar, several silhouettes appeared in the dark, not moving, not attacking, just watching her, like unfinished drawings. She left the church and walked alone through a foggy street. In the windows she passed, reflections showed shapes walking behind her. A whisper drifted through the cold air. "You opened the door. Now you must learn why."